This one purportedly made the wearer invisible to his enemy's eye. Yes, that would be very handy indeed.
Fine, fine. Here's your stupid talisman.
She reached with her free hand to burrow into her shirt between her bound breasts. The action left her shirt gaping as she slapped the talisman against his chest and waited for him to take it, to stop staring at her chest and take it.
Do you want it or not?
Maxum shook himself and grabbed for the talisman. Then he let her go with a shove. She spilled back onto the street, landing hard on her ass. She grunted with anger and picked herself up.
Listen,
she said quickly as he turned and walked away from her. She kept to his heels, her legs working fast to keep up with his long, powerful stride.
Wherever you're going, you'll need me. I can cook and mend. I can work leather. I noticed your tack was looking a little worn last night. You should really get it fixed before you snap a strat and get your neck broken falling to the ground.
I'll take my chances, he said harshly. He continued to walk and she followed him, shoving past the people who crowded the market street in order to do so. He didn't have to shove. He was big enough and intimidating enough that people gave him a wide berth.
Look, I wouldn't have stolen from you if I wasn't desperate,
she said, panting now. It was a combination of trying to keep up with him and sheer panic rising up inside of her. She had boarded her horse without paying, coin due when she picked him up. She had thought she would be coming back with enough to pay the tab and then some, so she hadn't worried. If she couldn't pay, they wouldn't let her have Hero back, and she needed her horse. Maybe she could get some kind of job and work the debt off. But the debt would only increase with every day the horse remained boarded until the innkeeper would have the right to sell Hero and all her tack and possessions along with it.
That, and you made it so obvious you had something worth stealing in your pants pocket. You were practically asking for it.
He came to such an abrupt halt that she slammed face first into his hard body, banging her nose.
Ow,
she said, rubbing it. You are unbelievable, he roared, turning on her. First you steal from me. Then you have the gall to ask me for some kind of job, all the while blaming me for you stealing from me in the first place.
Well, it's true, you kept fiddling with the thing. I figured it was either a good luck charm or something worth stealing. You didn't strike me as the sentimental sort, so...
She shrugged. You made me look like a fool, he ground out as he went nose to nose with her. You seduced me and stole something I risked my life and the lives of my men for. You are lucky I don't wring your little neck.
But you haven't wrung my neck.
Yet.
And I don't think you will, because you need me.
Ha! What do I need a woman for? I can cook my own meals and mend my own clothes. Women are nothing but trouble, and they slow a man down. You proved that to me last night.
You don't need a woman, you need a thief.
He was on the move again, so she was back to following at his heels.
I've seen your men. Not one of them, including you, could sneak into a situation if you tried. I'm small and light. I can fit into hundreds of places. None of you can. The smallest man on your team is the mage, and he isn't all that small with those long limbs and broad shoulders. Plus, I can detect traps, and no one can pick a lock like I can. Admit it, you can use me.
He had slowed and come to a stop again, but his back was to her and his fists were clenching and unclenching. When he turned suddenly to face her, she ducked to avoid a blow. She was surprised when it didn't come. Something in his eyes softened when he realized she had expected him to get violent with her. She sprang at the vulnerability.
I promise I won't get in the way. And I'll make it worth your while. All I ask is a place to sleep, food in my belly, and 10% of whatever treasure we find.
10%! He laughed incredulously. You really are a piece of work.
Hey, that's a deal. I'm not even asking for an equal share. Just enough so I can get some coin, and then I'll get out of your hair.
And what makes you think there's even going to be any coin?
Isn't there? Isn't that what you guys do, seek out hidden treasures?
What makes you say that?
That talisman, for one. It's rare and very old, even I can see that. Probably even magical. Not the kind of thing you come across in the everyday world. That's something you go looking for. And the way your men were partying last night, I'd say whatever you were celebrating had paid off. In a huge way.
You know what? You're too keen for your own good, he grumbled.
So what do you say?